Coordinate Algebra, Purple Lesson, Adding Linear Functions. Linear functions in function notation. We have f of x equals 16x plus 10. G of x equals negative 4x minus 12. We have h of x equals negative 8x plus 20. And finally, we have k of x equals 6x plus 42. We have 4 different functions, and the way we tell them apart and we can talk about them is that we label them with function notation. Adding linear functions. Let's add f of x and g of x together. Well, f of x was 16x plus 10. G of x is negative 4x plus negative 12. Now, adding linear functions is simply combining like terms. So let's go find some terms that are alike. When we look at f of x, we find that we have 16x. When we look at g of x, we have negative 4x. I like to add my variables together first, so that's what I'm doing. So in other words, I'm now rearranging everything. It's called the commutative property. And I get 16x plus negative 4x. Well, I want to go back and look at my functions again. Notice I have 10 and negative 12. Those are like terms too. So now I have 16x plus negative 4x plus 10 plus negative 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up your calculator. Help me out here, okay? I have 16x plus negative 4x. What are you going to put in your calculator? 16 plus negative 4. Okay, that's going to tell me how many x's I have. Then I have 10 plus negative 12. That's going to give me my constant. What did you get? Did you get 12x minus 2? You did a great job. Well, now it's time for you to get your worksheet now that we've done an example. So find your worksheet and let's get to work on the purple worksheet. Look for your turn number 1, adding. It should say h of x plus k of x. Now go up to the top and find out what h of x is and add it to k of x. Write that down on your paper. Now, let's look for the variables and write them down first. Add them together. We're combining like terms. Now, find your constants or your numbers and just your numbers. Add those together. Pick up your calculator. Do the work. Write down your answer. Your turn number 2, adding. Remember, you can stop the video anytime you want to if I'm going too fast. Okay, we're looking at g of x plus k of x. Go find g of x, write it down, and then k of x, and write it down. Look for your variables in each of the 2 functions. We're going to want to add them together, so write them down together. Then we want to add the numbers together, just the numbers, the constant. Add those together. Write it down again. Show all your work. Pick up your calculator. Do the math. Write down your answer. What'd you get? Your turn number 3. Let's go. Let's see what we're going to do. We're going to do h of x plus f of x. Write them down on the right-hand side of your equation. What's the first thing we need to do? I like to start out by adding my variables together. Then I go get my constant and I put them together. This is called the commutative property. Pick up your calculator and add them together. Write your answer on the paper. What did we learn to do in this video? Well, we learned how to add f of x to g of x. It's simply adding functions. Or in other words, it's really combining like terms, wasn't it? Okay, I hope you had a great time. You did a great job. Turn your paper into your teacher.